Hello, it's your bird Professor Kyra. And what I have for you today is kind of interesting because I feel like this particular topic touches into the whole parasocial relationships thing, which I've done millions of videos about, but I will continue to talk about it because it's a very important topic. But this, I feel like, is something to kind of prevent parasocial relationships from even happening. And I feel like that I've kind of missed in other videos where, you know, I don't really talk about how to prevent them, which unfortunately some people, it's hard to tell them not to have these relationships with people, but I feel like giving some sort of kind of guidance to it can be very helpful. And I actually thought about this topic in particular because I feel like this is how my parasocial relationships happen. So I feel like they can kind of help, I guess. All right, let's just get into it before I ramble away from the point here. The main kind of concept that I want to use to touch on for this video is to never judge a book by its cover. Yeah, it's an old saying, but it's true. I think the biggest thing people need to understand when they see anyone on the internet is that people can differ on the internet than in real life. People create online personas for views, for simply content, or whatever the case may be. For me, I do that. I created this online presence to be a teacher to teach people about the different things about, you know, furries and mascots and writing or whatever else I want to talk about. I've created that online persona. But this is not how I am in person. I'm not all like this. I don't know how to put that. But basically, I'm not a Kyra. I am a human being with a life outside of my online presence. Now, I'm not saying I'm an asshole. I'm not saying I'm a complete douche canoe. But I may not be the person that you expect basing only a admiration off of an online presence. And I feel like for me, that's what ended up happening with my parasocial relationships. See, when I'm on the internet, I will be very, you know, responsive or very active to engage with the people that admire my content, because that's just kind of what you do, you know, you engage with your fans and everything else in between. And that's what I did. That's what I did in every situation where a parasocial relationship kind of came out of it. I was very sweet, I was very nice, but it wasn't anything specific for them. It was just how I am in an online field of view, basically. And I think they got the wrong idea from that. With that saying, you can't grow attached to that online presence and then expect that individual to be the exact same way when you meet them in person. And what I should specify in a furry sense, if you are chatting through a furry specific group chat through your character, and this other individual comes along and admires that character and solely bases this persona off of what they are giving out in this chat or in TikToks, whatever the social media aspect here is, you're getting attached to an online presence, not the real person. Because how I talk in furry group chats or whatever is very different than how I would talk in my friends group chat with my real life friends. Because it's specifically a furry related thing. So I'm going to act like my character or whatever, and you know, that's just how it is. But you can't expect that person that you are solely talking through this specific social media to be that exact same way if they leave that social media and you start engaging in real life. Some people may be that way, but not everyone is. I know for me, like, I'm pretty, like, kept to myself. Like, I'm getting more social as I get older, but, like, not to this extent. Like, I like to talk. That's why I make these videos. And I finally grew the confidence to make online content where I'm talking. But, like, I'm not a Kyra outside of these videos. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm not my persona. I am me outside of being a Kyra. The same goes for when I'm doing my mascot work. People get the wrong idea all the time that I'm this very, like, bubbly character when I take the suit off. No. It's my job to be that way. That is how I perform. When that suit comes off, I'm me again. And I know this is going to sound a little shitty, and I don't mean for it to, but I have to interact. I have to perform when I mascot. I have to engage with people. It's part of my job. It's what they pay me for. When I take that suit off, I don't want to interact with people. I work in food service also. When I am off the clock, I don't act customer servicey. When I take off that fake persona of being, like, in my job or whatever, I don't want to engage with people, if that makes sense. People need to understand that these are created personas. And I think that people get a very heavy disconnect that this is just a character. Like, I hate to break it to you, but, like, I'm not a Kyra. Like, I love being a Kyra. I love, like, doing these videos, and I love, like, people that ask me questions. I love it. I do. The one underneath, I do. But just because, like, there's engagement just through this doesn't mean that there should be an attachment thinking that I'm like this in real life. If I want to talk to you further and engage or, you know, whatever, I will. But if I'm not comfortable or I really don't have a reason for not wanting to talk to people. But, like, if I strictly keep it to social media, you shouldn't be growing an attachment to that. You shouldn't really be growing an attachment to anybody that you just see on the internet. To an unhealthy extent, I should really specify. There's nothing wrong with admiring, you know, YouTubers, you know, actors, whatever. There's nothing. I feel like I miss it. I miss that kind of point when I make these videos. I'm not sitting here saying you cannot like celebrities or whoever. You can, to a healthy degree. Trust me, I have people that I love. I love Al City. I very much admire Adam Young. But when I met him, I did not, like, treat him, like, weirdly. I didn't have this weird parasocial relationship going on. I met him. I was nervous. It was awesome, though. But I kept it strictly normal. I love Set It Off. I also met Set It Off. And even though, like, I made Cody Carson laugh, I was still normal about it. I mean, in the moment, I was like, oh my God. But I was normal about it because I know that they don't know me. And truly, I don't know them. But it was just a cool interaction to have. You can have, like, that's fine. Have the interactions, but, like, understand that you don't have a relationship with them. Just because you engage in your mind with who they put out in the world doesn't mean that they know you. That's what a whole parasocial relationship is. It's one-sided. It's somebody thinking they know someone and have this really intimate connection with when the other person has no idea who you are. It's not healthy. But you can admire people. By all means, admire and support the people that you like, the people you like to watch or listen to. I'm never saying not to do that. It's just to an unhealthy degree is when it becomes a problem. And it's just very important to understand that some people create these online personas as an escape from their own reality. To put it into like a very clear understanding, that's what I do. I do these videos and my other videos with my other suits because I'm escaping reality. I go to cons to escape reality. I am a different person when I'm at these cons because I'm escaping the world that I face from a day-to-day, life. Like I go to, Anthrocon because I'm trying to leave my life for a few days and let myself just have some fun. And then of course I have people that bring in real life issues because they think we were friends and we weren't, but that's a different story. But to sit there when these people are trying to enjoy their escape and come at them for not being like that, either meeting them or whatever, and like it's wrong. It's wrong. You got to understand that a lot of this stuff that you see is an escape for the person that's doing it. And for me, that's exactly what it is. It's an escape. So to be trapped in like real life situations because you think we have a much further relationship than we actually have, it's wrong. It's unhealthy. It's toxic. It makes people hate you. I'll be honest. That's why probably, like, if you're somebody who engages in these parasocial relationships and you're wondering why, like, no furry that has a fursuit wants to talk to you, it's probably because of those kinds of things. You made them uncomfortable because you created a parasocial relationship. You gotta treat these people respectfully. And just because their online dog Sona is this goofy guy and all this stuff, and in reality they're just like this quiet, kept to themselves person, and they're not acting that way, you can't blame them. It's a persona for a reason. And like, I think people miss the point of like, this stuff is an escape. So to sit there and make people uncomfortable because they're not who they, come off as, is crazy to me, and toxic and unhealthy, and will not make you friends. I promise. So, in summary, never judge a book by its cover. Just because the kitty bat on the internet is very, talkative, fun, whatever, doesn't mean kitty bat is that in real life. I promise I am, though. I am a very, chatty person. Like, you come up to me at a con, like, I'm not gonna be an asshole to you, but if you start doing some parasocial relationshipy kind of stuff, I'm gonna be an asshole to you because, like, you don't know me and I don't know you. And that's kind of like the biggest thing is, like, first impressions. First impressions go a long way, too. So, like, if you're respectful, I'm gonna remember you for being respectful. Like, there was a girl that was at this past Anthrocon, and I've talked about this a lot now, that was super respectful, super chill. They gave me a keychain. And I would love to, like, actually thank the person, because, like, when I'm at cons, people will interact with me, and, like, I'm so tired half the time, because I've been suiting for God knows how long. So, some interactions may be, like, cut short, just because I'm, like, half out of it, but it was a little, like, blue lizard, I think, keychain. But, like, super chill. Interaction over, they left, and that was fine. Like, I could go on about properly interacting with people, but I made a video about that. So, you should go check that one out. I talked about how to properly interact with fursuiters, especially if, like, you've never met them or you don't actually know them. Remember, when you have a parasocial relationship to someone you see on the internet, you are growing an attachment to an unrealistic presence that I guarantee is at all no reflection of who that person actually is when the camera is off. You need to stay safe yourself, and you need to respect the people behind the camera. Because I guarantee if you treat them disrespectfully because they aren't who you thought that they were, they are not going to like you. It's harsh, but it's just reality.